By the end of his life, the most feared king in England could no longer stand, barely speak, or even control the smell of his own body. The man who once dazzled Europe in gold armor was now surrounded by incense, wet bandages, and terrified servants who entered his chamber already fighting nausea, because what lay on the throne in those final days no longer looked like the prince England had once adored.
The smell of rotting flesh was so overwhelming that even seasoned courtiers vomited in the royal presence. Dogs licked at the fluids leaking from King Henry VIII's coffin. How did England's most feared king, the handsomest ruler in Christendom, end up like this?
January 24th, 1536, Greenwich Palace. Henry charges down the tilt yard on his massive warhorse, but a sudden collision leaves him crushed under his destrier for 2 terrifying hours. Witnesses would never forget the change in his eyes. The charming Renaissance prince was gone.
Henry's personality changed overnight. Modern neuroscience suggests frontal lobe damage, the part controlling impulse and judgment. Executions began, paranoia grew, and old injuries festered into a nightmare on his legs, rotting from the inside for 11 years. Imagine living with tennis ball-sized open sores that never heal. Every day, pus-filled bandages, daily drainage, and toxic infection poisoning your blood. The king's vanity forced elaborate systems of pulleys, lead weights, and perfumes to hide the horror from court, and even from himself. Toxins crossing into his brain caused violent mood swings, delusions, and hallucinations. He saw ghosts of his wives, dead children, and executed nobles. He accused servants of poisoning him, tested ointments on them, and obsessed over death itself.
By January 1547, Henry's body had become unrecognizable. Massive ulcers, organ failure, swollen limbs, and distorted features. He could barely speak, convulsed violently, vomited black bile, and begged for his dead children's forgiveness. Yet courtiers maintained the facade of a king recovering from a minor ailment.
Henry VIII did not die peacefully. He screamed. His body decayed within hours. Gases bulged his reinforced lead coffin, and fluids leaked onto chapel floors. Dogs licked at what remained of the king who once declared himself God's anointed.
The Golden Renaissance Prince ended as a 400-pound mass of infection and decay abandoned by his terrified courtiers. If you thought this was shocking, wait until you discover the true reason Anne Boleyn was executed in our next investigation.